Welcome to Election Special 2014, a Sunnyhurst presentation. We're doing a series of 3 30-minute shows featuring a number of worthwhile candidates running for office, by and large judicial candidates, which we always concentrated for. We actually had too many candidates to run on our regular show, but we wanted to make sure that everybody got their proper due. And it is a pleasure to introduce you to a candidate for the 9th Sub-Circuit judge slot in Cook County, one of the 3 judges up on the ballot, Monica Forte. Monica, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
First of all, thank you for coming back.
Absolutely, thank you for asking me.
Appreciate it. And why don't you give us a little bit about your background?
All right, as I said the last time, I grew up in Rogers Park.
But remember, this is an election special.
Okay,
Some of these people may not have seen this.
Well, they need to. I grew up in Rogers Park. I went to school here in Rogers Park, and then I went to Lane Tech. I went to the University of Illinois at Chicago. I was an English major with a French minor, graduated with special distinction in English. Then I went to law school at Loyola, and I think as we discussed the last time, the thing that really set me on my path to becoming a lawyer was when I was about 18. I was struck by a motorcycle, and I was severely injured, and my experience with the legal aspect of that was not good, and I decided that, you know, I think I can do a better job, and I'd like to go to law school and perhaps change things.
Yeah.
So beyond that...
and you were editor of your law review, which
yes.
you did.
Well, not the law review.
Oh,
not the law review. The law school had its own newspaper. It was called Blackacre. And so, yes, when I was at Loyola, I was the editor-in-chief of Blackacre. And as we were discussing, part of the reason was I had a baby during law school. So I would bring my daughter with me to class quite often. And the Blackacre office was the place where she could nap. So we made the paper, baby could rest, got all of our work done. It was kind of a great situation.
Cool.
So let's see, after law school, I started working at a small-ish law firm called Harrington, Thompson, Acker and Harrington, and we represented primarily injured railroad workers under federal law, and that practice allowed me to be in state court and federal court in Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, and we had took care of cases from pre-trial through trial and appellate if that occurred. After that, I did that for about 6 years, and then I started working for another law firm, a very small law firm, and I was doing commercial litigation. So since then, that was about 2000. Since that time, I've been a commercial litigator. I also do some corporate transactional work as well. And that has just run the gamut. When you talk about commercial litigation, it can really be so many different things. I mean, you deal with breach of contract, breach of fiduciary duty, lots of fraud, consumer fraud, all sorts of issues. But that practice has allowed me to practice before, again, state and federal court, primarily here in Illinois. But it's also gotten me, with respect to the Cook County Circuit Court, it's allowed me to practice in several of the various divisions that they have. So law division, municipal, probate, special remedies, all sorts of divisions of the Cook County Court. So.
No, very good. So that gives you a good overall background.
It does. It's been very, very broad.
Mm.
So, and the 20 years has gone by a lot faster than you think it does. But,
wow.
So, yes.
Yeah. Now. What area is the 9th Sub-Circuit?
All right, that is Evanston, Wilmette, Skokie, Lincolnwood, part of Morton Grove, the 49th Ward in the city, which is primarily Rogers Park, the 50th Ward in the city, which is primarily, I guess, technically it's West Ridge, but people often refer to it as West Rogers Park, part of Edgebrook, and part of Northfield. So it's a pretty big sub-circuit.
No, definitely, and it's a lot of room to cover, no question about it.
It is.
Is this the first time you're running for public office?
It is. I'm new to the game. It's been an eye-opening and interesting experience, but yes, I've never run for public office before, other than in 7th grade. running for Student Council Vice President, but that's it. That's the extent of my political experience.
So how do you go about a campaign?
Well, it's, as I say, as a newcomer, it's been a learning experience. You know, what I've been trying to do is, because people know very little about the individuals running for judge, and so they are somewhat left to, you know, where do I go, where do I look? I do have a website. It is forteforjudge.com.
Now, is it F-O-R or the letter 4? I mean the number 4.
It's spelled out F-O-R.
So forteforjudge.com.
Correct. And so
Yeah, I've looked at it. It's a good site.
So thank you.
Although you should link the interviews on it.
I know. I had that conversation today with, you know, the juggling of practice and being a candidate. It's very difficult. So yes, in your spare time, you run for judge. It is kind of an undertaking. The other thing that I've been trying to do is get out in the neighborhoods and meet as many people as possible, because, you know, it's not enough, I think, for people to just hear about you. I think it's very, it gives them a connection to you. And once they meet you, it's very different from just seeing a name on a piece of paper. I give them a face. I try to, at any rate, give them a face, give them someone to talk to. If they have questions, I am present for them to ask them to the extent they have them. You know, and then hopefully that gets people interested in voting at all, because there's not a huge turnout is expected for most primaries, and, you know, judges are at the end of the ballot, so.
Yeah, a lot of people, at least 20% of the people who vote aren't going to wind up voting for judge.
Right.
So, well, here's my advice to people. Number one, you got to vote in the primary. And if you're going to vote in the primary, and I'm neither a Democrat or Republican, you vote in the Democratic Party, because that's where all the contested races are.
That's true.
Okay, so most of the top 34 races on the ballot for the unimportant jobs like governor and whatever else, U.S. Senator, they're uncontested. Or a big deal, like Pat Quinn's running against Teal Hardeman. Like Teal Hardeman's going to beat the guy? No, if you want to beat Quinn, you know, do it in the fall. So the point is that those are uncontested races. Do your homework. There's all kinds of places. You know, you can check the web. You can check Jewish Chicago. More importantly than Jewish Chicago, you should actually check the interviews on this show, because that'll give you a better idea of the substance of the individuals involved. And there's over 60 judicial interviews this season alone. And you got 2 of them.
Yes.
So 2 gold stars for you. And in any event, though, do your homework. The Tribune will also, you know, rate the various judges. Go to the bottom of the ballot first. Start there. Okay. In your case, what's your punch number?
176.
So, very patriotic number if you had another 7 in there. So, 176.
Yes.
So, if you want to vote for Monica Forte, you go to the bottom of the ballot, the 9th Sub-Circuit, you punch 176 in the town she mentioned.
Absolutely, punch 176.
Okay. And, you know, you have accomplished a vote for Monica Forte. But, you know, look at the other races, too, because these people are going to have a bigger effect on your life. I mean, than these other elected officials, they just are. If you're in court, the least court you're going to be in is traffic court, and you know you're in for at least $95, no matter what these days.
Well.
So, you know, think about if you were in a different courtroom. I mean, it really can change your life. So it's very, very important to vote for judge. So start at the bottom of the ballot, do your homework, all the rest of it, find the good candidates, look at the good interviews, and go from there. What else would you like to tell people?
Well, just that it is, as you said, it's exceptionally important that the people that you have sitting on the bench do have a broad range of experience, that they are, in fact, you know, well-versed in the practice of law. You know, you don't necessarily want somebody who, you know, someone told you to vote for them. I think you want to make sure that that person does, in fact, know what they're doing before they take the bench. It is so important. It's important to the parties, it's important to the attorneys, and you really don't want to waste, you know, your money paying an attorney or risk your various issues that are really going to be important to you, having someone who may not understand your case hearing it. So that's part of the reason why I decided to run.
It's important, and I want to wish you luck, all the luck in the world.
Thank you.
www.forte for judge, punch 176. Good luck in the election,
Thank
which
you.
is almost already in progress.
Yes, almost Monday.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.